go.
Here we go, match number 1, 65 kilograms. Yianni Diakomihalis in the red. Taking on Nick Lee in the blue, and Nick Lee almost had a bite of that ankle for a moment. Yianni able to kick out. We are 13 seconds in here to match number 1. Got to win 2 matches here to make the world team. Represent Team USA in Belgrade, Serbia.
Really nice angle on that shot there from Lee. He mentioned yesterday in his interview that he's trying to wrestle a little less straight on. Saw that there.
Nick had to have 2 comeback victories, as you see Yianni trying to step behind, now looking to drag go behind, one of Nick Lee's best positions, but Yianni able to clear out of it. Lee needed to come back against his teammate Bo Bartlett and then Joey McKenna in the finals just to make it to this point.
His ability to come back really impressive against McKenna. He was down 5-0, ended up winning the match 10-5.
All right, nice shot here by Nick Lee. He's in deep, good position to finish, but we've seen Yianni is dangerous, and oh, it's Yianni's points. 2 blue and then 2 red from the judge. What's going to be the call here? 2 red. They go Yianni.
And Lee trying to get on top. Yianni controlled that wrist. And Yianni looking over at the clock to see when the points were going to go up, what they finally awarded, because it was awarded 2 on the mat initially. But as we've already said, it's 2 officials have to agree on a score, and they're going to come have a conference, make sure they get this right. Really savvy by Yianni after that to control the wrist so that he didn't give up the point on the reversal.
Yeah, let's get another look at that, because it's an interesting position and a familiar one for Yianni. If you watch Yianni, I mean, you may be having flashback to 2019 Final X. It's a nice shot here. Nick Lee ends up on a high crotch, set Yianni right to his butt. Yianni with this chest strap position, it feels like it's Yianni taking him through more than Nick Lee taking him through. And they're gonna go 2 blue, 2 red.
First 2 on the board for Lee.
So they're going to go back, adjust the score. So they're saying Nick Lee exposed Yianni, then Yianni exposed Nick Lee. So this could be 2-2 on the scoreboard. Yianni will have the criteria advantage.
And yeah, man, flashback to 2019. And there's another Nittany Lion wrestler there with Zane Rutherford. That one ended up going to arbitration. He had to wrestle again later in the summer.
Yeah, that was crazy, and that was the question. It's like, it's eerily similar. There's a shot from Yianni Diakomihalis, but good defense here from Nick Lee, and he comes up with head position and an underhook.
Lee controlling that wrist, though, and that's going to shut that underhook down for the most part.
Lee from Indiana, Yianni from New York, Rochester. Another shot attempt there, but Nick Lee was ready. To beat a little more baseline, a little more fundamental for Nick Lee is going to be key against someone as active as Yianni. And now they're both exchanging left, right, both trying to find an angle. And it's Yianni who fires an attack on both knees now. Nick Lee looking to find an angle to score, nothing there.
Yianni not able to get very deep on that single, has to adjust and come up.
And 6-1 lead for Johnson of the Army's world-class
Under a minute to go, 35 seconds left, and the blue ties. And Yianni's going to get warned for passivity. That's just the first warning.
So far, no one's gone on the shot clock in the first 2 matches.
That's how you know we've had some good action.
Absolutely.
Lee stays in good position at basically all times, and Yianni's having a hard time opening him up.
Driving forward here is Nick Lee, trying to bring him to the zone. An attack from Yianni, but it's a drag re-attack by Nick Lee. He's in the splits, 4 seconds. Yanni's got to defend. He's got a whizzer foot on the hip, but Nick Lee's going to run out of time. And man, that pressure of Nick Lee got all that started. He got that pressure going. Yianni felt like he was maybe going to go out, fires off an attack, which goes right into Lee's best position, that drag re-attack. He almost had it, and maybe Yianni saved by the bell there.
You know, there are times where you might have seen Yianni try to advance in that whizzer and try to find a score of his own, but he just watched the seconds tick off the clock. Very situationally aware, but right now,
so far, all of Yianni's attacks, he's barely getting in, very extended.
And now, I say Yianni's got to figure out a way to get through Nick Lee's defense, but he has the lead on criteria.
And a technical superiority match one victory.
The scoreboards they have in the arena do not indicate criteria. It's not great for the athletes.
No, you're exactly right. That is not great. So yeah, Yianni has the criteria advantage by last score criteria.
And Yianni asked the official a couple times just to make sure he has criteria. Now he's in on a shot, trying to take Nick Lee to the edge. He's going to get one.
Good shot by Yianni, and does a good job staying under so that Nick Lee couldn't ground himself and sprawl. Stays under, able to lift and get him towards the edge. One whole foot steps out, that's good enough for a point, and an outright lead for Yianni Diakomihalis.
Doesn't change anything for Lee, though. He's still just 1 point away from taking the lead. If he gets a step out or a shot clock, he'll have the advantage.
2-on-1 now for Yianni. Posted on the face is Nick Lee trying to clear it.
Shot
Another
there,
shot.
Yianni. Ooh.
There you saw Lee immediately hustling to his left, looking for that go behind. Now he is behind, and it's Nick Lee was able to drag out of that position. Now he's in the lead outright 4-3, working for a turn. Back and forth we go, David. 4-3 lead now for Nick Lee.
Yianni defending that gut wrench is big. Nick Lee, we've seen him get that at the US Open. He's got a good one. And now Yianni needs to find his way to 2 points. One won't do it.
Yes, Nick's 2-2s trumps Yianni's 1 and 2. Still a lot of time, minute 40. There's a shot, very shallow again. Right side for Yianni. He clears out, knows he's not gonna be able to get a finish there. 90 seconds to go in the match. Yianni's gonna need to find a way to a 5th point, or Nick Lee will win this match. Another shot, he goes one way, then the other, but Nick Lee seems ready for everything that Yianni's throwing at him, steps and circles out of it. Does Nick Lee?
Yianni takes a look at the clock. He keeps trying to figure out how much time is left, and Lee now with an underhook and a wrist.
And now a little elbow control, duck attempt there from Yianni, but he's on the edge now, grounded, and that should be, oh wow, no way.
They're gonna confirm that.
They go caution in 1. Man, he level changed the elbow control duck. And they're going parterre too.
That's gonna kill some clock. If nothing else, and the clock was actually running. They're gonna put some seconds back on.
So they clearly don't like Yianni. Maybe they're thinking he's gaming the grounded rule, which I can understand.
Lee drops to a gut wrench.
Oh, wow, he's got the
lace.
slice. Ooh, had it momentarily. And trap arm now. Can he get a turn? Yes, he does. And now a 1 reversal off the turn. It's going to make it 7-4. Nick Lee in the lead by 3, 36 seconds to go. Now Yianni working for a turn. He's got a good gut wrench zone, but he's given up on it.
And now, wow, 7-4. Nick Lee with a 3-point lead, 33 seconds to go.
And Yianni shakes his head.
Collects himself.
And there's a left side high cross now trying to come out the back door. Is Yianni now finishes up around the body. 7-6 Nick Lee's lead. Can he get a turn here? He's working hard for it. And now stepping over is Nick Lee. Nothing yet though. He hangs onto the leg, 15 seconds to go.
Yianni trying to get that leg bent, not able to do it. 11 seconds left. Yianni wants to know criteria. He's asking Mike Gray. Gray is not indicating. He wants to know, does he need 1 or 2? The official is not obligated to tell him that, and here we go.
7 seconds to go. Yianni's going to need to score. Down by 1. Nick Lee can evade. They're going to hit him for attention. 3 seconds to go. Nick Lee can evade, and that's just what he's going to do. 7-6. Nick Lee takes match number 1 against the reigning world silver medalist, Yianni Diakomihalis.
Nick Lee with 2 straight freestyle wins in a row.
And back underway. We've got match number 2, Nick Lee in the red. Nittany Lion Wrestling Club taking on Yianni Diakomihalis in the blue Spartan Combat, training out of Cornell. This is match number 2, Nick Lee winning the first match. Trying to secure his spot on the world team. There's a shot attempt from Nick Lee.
One of the things that Yianni's focused on the last couple of years is finishing shots quickly and cleanly. Was something that he had a little bit of trouble with in match number 1. Wonder if he can crack that code against Nick Lee here in match 2.
And I think a lot of that just comes down to how deep he was able to get in. He was very shallow. And there's another shot now looking to circle around. Is Yianni, he's in deep this time. Let's see if he can finish hard crossface from Nick Lee. Now Wizard seatbelt position. Chin and arm now for Yianni. He comes around the body. Body lock for Yianni. But Nick Lee throws him to his back. That's 4 for Nick Lee.
2 offered and confirmed only, and I think that's because it was a counter to Yianni's throw attempt. So as a defensive sequence, it's just going to be 2 points for Nick Lee instead of 4, even though he did go feet to back.
And crazy to see Yianni end up around that body, but we've seen Nick Lee hit that kind of little step-in throw for years. I remember the Fargo finals, he was hitting that move. Yeah, 2-on-1 for Yianni. Great sequence, and then Yianni got in so deep that time. I was just saying that was something he wasn't able to do in match 1. Gets in deep, still comes up on the wrong side of the exchange.
Absolutely, and Nick Lee, underrated upper body wrestler. Doesn't always get in those situations, but when he does, he's very comfortable. Halfway through the first period.
Passivity warning coming against Nick Lee, as he leads 2-0 now.
Yianni earning that passivity call with a lot of motion and fakes. Attacks moving forward.
Yianni went shot. Nick Lee on the rear attack. Drag, go behind Yianni, 2-2. Working on a leg lace now is Yianni Diakomihalis. Can he get it? No. Parterre defended well by Nick Lee. We're back up, but it's Nick Lee trailing now, 2-2 by criteria.
Yianni tried to get that lace going. Lee's so good at keeping the knees apart.
Back and forth we go here. 2-2 the score.
Lee, wrist fight, digs an underhook, and now trying to come forward. And Lee continues to take ground. We may see Yianni hit for passivity.
Looking for that drag and then fires in again. Nick Lee unable to reattack this time. And Yianni's got to be careful on some of those attacks. Those long shots from distance. Nick Lee has made a living throughout his career counter-scoring those positions. Elbow control on that left side for Yianni. And that's how the first period's gonna end. A few incredible exchanges, but just 4 points on the board.
Both these guys pretty comfortable in tight matches in the second period. Nick Lee, talked about it earlier, wrestled Joey McKenna. He was down 5-0,
yeah.
Scored 10 straight points, come from behind, so expect a dogfight here in period 2.
All right, handshake, second period underway. Huge period coming. There's a shot right away for Nick Lee, looking to counter score here. Chest wrap position, but now Nick Lee, after having felt that one time, said, hey, I'm not gonna work for this finish too hard.
And savvy from Yianni not to force it.
Right. In deep on a single, head pinch for Nick Lee, 2 red offered, 2-2 maybe the call.
Yeah, instead of a reversal, Yianni was able to expose Lee as he came through, and so now he regains the lead on criteria right after Nick Lee had it. He just had it for a second.
So 2-2 the score, so they go 2 red, 2 blue. Mike Gray gets that clarification for the criteria. So we're back at still a criteria lead for Yianni. And now he takes that underhook, pulls it to a high crotch, nothing there though. Now underhook on that left side.
Yianni's still attacking. He's gotten in deeper in match 2 than he did in match 1.
Sweep single for Yianni, very extended again. And now he clears out, disengages from the position does Yianni after firing off the attack. Another shot, good sprawl there by Nick Lee. And again, Yianni is just continues to attack, now trying to finish out the back door. Double ankles. Nick Lee's going to be very comfortable in this position. Can Yianni score? He's close, but not yet. The far ankle keeping, and there's 2 for Yianni. Can he get a turn?
Huge for Yianni to stick with that position. He got the legs locked, or the arms locked around both legs, enabled him to come around and score. Nick Lee was so close to getting both legs off to the side of Yianni's head, but Yianni stuck with it, gets the takedown.
Another shot, but this time looking to drag. Not there, though, for Nick Lee. Another shot. He continues to fire it as Yianni at a rate that's maybe a little surprising. Now Nick Lee is in, now trying to sit the corner is Yianni. Yianni not in a bad position here. Can he score? Maybe looking to, he's got to free that left leg to get the 2. He's not going to get 2 otherwise. And Mike Gray imploring Yianni to continue wrestling the position. He does, and he scores. 8-4.
Great adjustment there. He reached up, grabbed the wrist, was able to get the leg back, and got the takedown. And Yianni is so good at sitting in the corner, one of the best we've seen.
I kind of thought he was resigned to the position, and I don't know if he was just working through it, or Mike, I saw Coach Gray sort of say, go, go. And next thing you know, he scores it. Now a single leg. Uh-oh, 2 red. Do they call it? It's confirmed.
8-6, so a 2-point score for Nick Lee will give him the lead on criteria.
Yianni's got to be aware of that. So they're going to go back up. 8-6 Yianni. 2 for Nick Lee will put him in the lead by criteria. Yianni should know that.
24 seconds for Lee to work.
Now he's back in on a deep single leg. Pulling the ankle, though, is Nick Lee. He's in a decent position. Yianni needs to not expose. If Nick Lee can expose, he'll win, or a takedown. 13 seconds. Yianni's got to hang on to this leg of Nick Lee. Nick Lee fighting with everything he has to free it. Look at crotch lift. I don't think so, but it's so close. Short time. No exposure. I'm sure we'll see a brick.
They haven't. Yeah, they hadn't seen
the brick.
They didn't see the end of the clock. They didn't throw the white brick out onto the mat. So they're going to be looking at a couple different things here when they review this. 1, was there exposure? 2, if so, when did it happen in relation to the clock?
And this final exchange is from that shot. We should see that and just watch it all play out. There were a couple moments it was close. It was close on the crotch lift, but nothing really until that crotch lift.
Yianni worked so hard to keep that chest towards the mat.
So nothing here. What you're looking for, did Yianni's back break 90 degrees? Right here, he goes crotch lift. Does he? I don't think so.
I think now that's where maybe it was. Right there is the only question, but at that point, I think time may have been off the clock.
Yeah, and they'll have to look at the clock. And if they go 2 here, the match is over. Nick Lee's on the world team. If not, we're going to have a 3rd and final match. So once again, Yianni Diakomihalis is staring up at a big board that holds its fate. Another replay, just like 2019 Final X. And they're looking closely at this one.
And they've got, it's another look at it. Let's see from another angle. I'm sure they're looking at any and all angles, and
I don't think he does there.
I think he keeps it down.
They gave the 2. It's over. Nick Lee's on the team.
Wow. Nick Lee. Another upset in the first 3 matches of Final X.
And time is up, so this is going to be over. Yianni's got a brick, but I don't know what they can brick. And the whistle is telling Yianni there is no challenge to be had.
Man, so at 57 kilos, Zane Richards stuns Thomas Gilman. And here at 65, it's Nick Lee stunning Yianni Diakomihalis. 2 weight classes out of 3 so far. I don't think a lot of people saw coming.
No, and just how that all concluded.